Hey guys, it's Tim Miller from the Bulwark. I just finished watching this harrowing 60 Minutes segment on the Venezuelans that we have disappeared into this concentration camp, Sacat, outside of San Salvador. And they had new images, new interviews with people who have relationships with, or either lawyers or family members with the Venezuelans that we've sent there. And taken as a whole, like the story continues to me to be the most outrageous thing that has happened during Trump 2.0, something that is beyond comprehension in a free country, something that is maybe among the worst things that this country has ever done in a long time. So I want to talk particularly about a couple of the details. And this segment focuses on the man that I've been talking about a lot on this show, even though it seems like there are many others like him. Andre, the stylist who was disappeared, who had no criminal background, who the court documents that give a rationalization for the government's claim that he is in Nicaragua just show two images of his tattoos because they're crowns. They have his parents' name underneath them. An absurd rationale. There are some quasi-new developments with Andre, and so I want to share a little bit from 60 Minutes.
But Andre did appear in photos taken by Time magazine photographer Philip Holsinger, who was there when the Venezuelans arrived at Sacat. Holsinger told us he heard a young man say, "I'm not a gang member, I'm gay, I'm a stylist." And then he cried for his mother as he was slapped and had his head shaved. By comparing Holsinger's photographs to photos of Andre's tattoos taken by the government, we were able to confirm that this is Andre. His lawyer, who was representing him pro bono, had never seen these photos before.
It's horrifying to see someone who we've met and know as a sweet, funny artist in the most horrible conditions I could imagine.
The pictures of him that they showed on the TV, naked, stripped naked, they could identify him. The lawyer could identify him because she could see his tattoos, the way that he was treated, the testimony of Holsinger that he kept getting slapped. He was praying, crying for his mother. I think about how desperate of a situation you have to be in to think that saying I'm gay would help. And obviously, that is just going to draw more attention to you, get you targeted more. But he's just so desperate. He's trying anything. He's like, how could this be? This is such a mistake. How could this be me? And you see Holsinger talk about how he, like the way they shaved his head and it was rough and it hurt. It is just like we did that. And I want to get to another clip actually before I really rant about this. 60 Minutes shows a couple quotes from Tricia McLaughlin, who used to be Vivek's spokesperson. I've met her a couple times. She is a spokesperson for the DHS. I want to play with the government's responses to this.
A Department of Homeland Security spokeswoman said on social media that its intelligence assessments go well beyond just gang affiliate tattoos. She said Andre's own social media indicates he is a member of Tren de Aragua.
The Trump administration is pretty free with accusations when it comes to these men who are fleeing terror, who are just trying to come to the land of milk and honey for a chance to live a free life. They've got a lot of accusations. They call them rapists. They say they're brutal gang members. They're violent. They're terrible. A lot of aspersions cast with no evidence from the administration. But here's what I see. What I see is everyone involved in this, from Christine Noem to Tricia McLaughlin to Stephen Miller to Tom Homan, based on the evidence presented, they are the terrorists here. They are the kidnappers. They are the people that are going to be responsible for surely physical and emotional trauma that will follow these men for life. at a fucking minimum, they are responsible for the most horrific trauma imaginable being inflicted on these people. They are responsible for disappearing them without the ability to call their mother or father or family. They're responsible for having men with hoods and masks, shackling them to the ground and forcing them to submit. They're responsible for these men being terrorized. Maybe some of them deserve it. I don't know. We don't know. Trisha had said that the social media feed was the evidence that they had that Andre was tren de Aragua. Let's play this bit from 60 Minutes.
We went back a decade and could only find photos like these.
So you go, they looked at 10 years of his social media feed, and do you know what they saw? Him looking like a fucking gay magician. Like, are you kidding me? That person is tren de Aragua? That person was so dangerous that you had to forcibly remove him, shackle him, disappear him with no contact with his family, make him live in this fucking concentration camp in this hole in another country that he's never been to. That man, show up the picture again. Put up the picture again. This guy? Really? Trisha? Really, Stephen? Really, Tom? Really, Christy? Really, Donald Trump? That man was so dangerous to this country that we sent him to one of the worst prisons that I've ever seen in my life. Video from. We're torturing him. And your evidence is trust us? No, fuck you. No. Don't trust the government. You serve us. You show it. There's a bonus clip from Philip Holsinger that I want to play. It's pretty tough to watch, but since he's the one that actually got to see these guys. But let's watch it.
Life in the cell in Sakat is the definition of austerity. The bunks are steel. There are no blankets, there are no pillows, there's nothing. It's just a slab of metal. And that's where you sleep. There are no books, there's no television, zero outside communication, nothing goes out, nothing comes in. There's 24-hour surveillance, no misbehaving, no talking. The first time I visited Sakat, I was shocked by the silence. The silence is what really got under my skin. And then they go right into a room where they shave everybody's head. And they don't shave their heads, tenderly. The guards are just, fast, 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 rapido, 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 rapido. So some of them are nicking their heads. This man really grabbed my attention. He may be a criminal. He may be innocent. He may be a father. I don't know his story at all, but I know his eyes. He didn't fight. Hopelessness just gave in.
As he took the last few photographs before the Venezuelans were transported to their cells, Holsinger said he felt he had watched these men become ghosts.
They've been stripped of their hair and their clothes, and they don't know where they're going. All of their personality was gone. Your life just ceased to exist. You're just a person in white clothes now. And I had this sort of sense of, I'm watching these guys disappear.
Hopelessness just gave in. I felt like I was watching them disappear. It's got to be a really high bar for the government in a free country to decide that they can make somebody disappear into a foreign hellhole where they are given no access to the outside world, where they are forced to be silent, where they cannot speak, where they are brutalized, where they have nameless, faceless RoboCop guards, as if this is some fucking futuristic Nazi camp. Every one of those guys better have been a fucking gang member and a rapist, because doing that to somebody, taking away their humanity, because that is what our government has done. It has taken away the humanity from people that just wanted an opportunity to live free. That was the fundamental thing about our country. That was the element here that mattered, right? Because in America, we're not, this country is not about just the ground that we're on, because it wasn't our ground. We all came from different places. You know, it's not like we're not hungry. I know that they want us to be. We're not a common language and a common food culture and a common history. It's not us. We all come from different places. We're a gumbo. And the thing that ties it all together, the thing that is fundamental about America, is that here, people that came here, people that followed the rules, had a chance to live a life of purpose and meaning, to be free. That's what this country is about. And we have snuffed that out from these people. Ones like Andre, that according to his lawyer, who's doing a great, unbelievable work. Ones like Andre, who came here and came, you know, to a port of entry and tried to follow the rules and did a pre-interview, and, you know, we've snuffed it out. We've said this fundamentally American thing is gone, that we are no different from the jackals, that we will just, on a whim, take someone and send him to a foreign dungeon to rot. That is not a free country. That is not the America that I grew up in. It's a very different place. And if we cannot rally to stop this right now with the Venezuelans, then things are going to get a lot uglier from here. So anyway, thanks to 60 Minutes for their reporting. Thanks to Lindsay Kozlowski, the attorney for Andre. Please go watch the full segment. There are a couple of other stories that are just as harrowing. And subscribe to the feed. We'll be back here soon. Hey, YouTube fam, if you want to support the Bulwark, the best way to do it is by becoming a YouTube Bulwark Plus member. The Bulwark is truly independent. We have no corporate overlords. We're not settling any dumb lawsuits with Trump. By joining, you help support our work, and you can get a bunch of perks right here on this platform. Ad-free content, bonus videos, live streams, and some emojis of me, which I guess some people want. So come join, come hang out, become a Bulwark YouTube Plus member, and I'll be seeing you in the comments. So behave.